We had a really strong quarter, as you pointed out. We delivered a clean CCS operating result of about 2.6 billion euros and the operating cash flow, excluding net working capital, of 3.35 billion euros. This is a very strong result for OMV, and it was really mainly driven by strong oil and gas prices and then very healthy demand, both in chemicals and our refinery business. So all three of our businesses delivered really well to this result.
And yet, sir, the challenges are absolutely enormous for you as well. We'll talk about European energy supply and what your part of that is at the moment and how you deal with Russia going forward. But in terms of your actual Russian assets, no new investments there as well. But what about the investments you've got? Are you actually actively divesting them as we speak?
So we have one asset in Russia, actually. It's a 24.99% participation in the Yuzhno-Russkoye gas field in Western Siberia. For the first quarter of this year, we had to make a total value adjustment of about 2 billion euros. 1 billion of this went due to a loan to Nord Stream 2 company. And the second one is related to this Yuzhno-Russkoye asset. We will also deconsolidate this asset because of the circumstances that we find in Russia now. And we are currently investigating what options there are. But realistically, the sanction and legal framework is quite volatile, making it difficult to find something in the short run.
Yeah, Alfred, and as I've said with your predecessors, Mr. Ruschenstorff, and then, of course, after that, the immediate predecessor, the fact is you are investing for the medium to long term. You have to with these kind of infrastructure projects as well. Do you see for the medium to long term any possibility that you can reinvest in Russia, or actually for a generation have we just got to turn our back on Russia?
Russia is no longer a core region for OMV. That means no further investments into Russia, and we will actually see how we can exit or divest from this one asset that we have in Russia.
Yeah, Alfred, just to follow up very briefly on that, I think you've made it pretty clear that you're going to take a hit from your investment in Nord Stream 2. Can you just expand on that a little bit for our audience? Is there any opportunity going forward for compensation or for that pipeline, do you think, to actually be used in a productive way?
Yeah, we provided a loan to Nord Stream 2 AG in Switzerland of 729 million euros, including the accrued interest that amounts to about 1 billion now that we have to value adjust in this first quarter. We are doing this because we think the probability has reduced significantly that we will get the payback from this loan. However, we will, of course, make sure that we can recover any value from this. We still have the contract in place, of course, and we'll try and see what can be done there.
So can I ask you, how then do you fill that hole left behind by your operations in Russia and that business? Where do you look next at OMV to supplement that lost source of income and revenue?
Yeah, great question. The fact is actually that this asset, Yuzhno-Russkoye, 24.99% for us, contributed about 20% of our exploration and production, about 100,000 barrels per day. So 20% of our total production. However, the financial contribution was significantly less. It was about 3% to our operating profits and about 2% to our cash flows. And when I look at our strategy now, we are clearly moving in the direction of sustainable fuels, chemicals, and materials. And we will continue to invest into those areas, in particular into the chemical area, where we have made a first step by making an acquisition of 39% of Borealis, where we have a lot of organic growth projects going on and where we will continue to produce further growth.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.